Hello and welcome to CompTech Compiler. This video is going to show you how to set up and use virtual environments for Python on Ubuntu 18.04. If you haven't got Ubuntu 18.04 and you'd like to install it, check out my other videos on my channel. I'll put a link to it on this video. But let's just get started on setting up virtual environments. We're going to be working from the Linux terminal to do this installation. If you follow the instructions closely, you shouldn't have a problem, but make sure you get the spaces and the capitals and the lowercase all correct. Otherwise, you're going to get some strange errors. But just copy what I do on screen and you shouldn't have a problem. So I'm going to use pip to install virtual environments. Pip is a Python package managing tool, and to install that, we're going to type in sudo apt-get install python pip python dev, that's the development tools, and build essential, and just hit enter on that. Ask for your password, just type that in and then just let that build, and then press Y to install that and enter. And as you can see now, it's just downloading and installing all the different tools that we've just tried to install, one of which was pip. Hopefully that didn't take too long for you. Just to validate that that's installed properly, we can just do pip and then dash and then capital V, and it tells us we've got pip version 9.0.1, and it tells us where it's installed. User lib python 2.7 dist packages, python 2.7 only. Now we're going to install virtual environments. So to do that, we're going to do sudo pip install virtualenv on the end, and then just hit enter. Collecting virtualenv. Successfully installed virtualenv 16.0. Then we need to create a directory for our virtual environments to be stored inside. We do this using the make directory tool. Just clear that screen. Make directory and then tilde / dot virtualenvs. Virtualenvs. You can call yours whatever you want, but make directory just creates a folder, and the tilde just tells it wants to be in the furthest down directory, / for folder, and the dot in Linux actually means hidden folder. So if we do ls in here, there's no folder actually called virtual environments, or virtualenvs as we called it. If we do ls-a, it shows us all of the hidden dot files, and now you can see on the end we've got .virtualenvs. You can call yours whatever you want, but virtualenvs just is quite descriptive of what's actually going to go in front of it. Next, we're going to install virtualenv wrapper. This is a wraparound tool that makes using handling virtual environments in Python a lot easier. So to do that, again, sudo pip install virtualenv wrapper. Make sure you get the spelling correct, otherwise it's not going to work. Then just hit enter on that. Again, successfully installed. Excellent. Virtualenv wrapper basically just contains a set of shell functions that we're going to use to handle our virtual environments. It's really quite simple, but make sure you copy the following commands exactly, or your environments won't work and you'll spend ages trying to figure out, like I did when I first did this. This first command that we're going to do sets the location where virtual environments should live. Notice that this is in the hidden directory we just created a couple of steps ago. So to do this, I'm just going to use Control-L just to clear that, so it's a bit easier for you guys to see what I did. So to be clear, to clear that screen there, I did Control-L, but we're still in the same terminal. If I scroll up, it's all there. So we're going to do export, then capitals work on _home =, and then tilde / dot virtualenvs. So that's the folder that we created with make directory a couple of steps ago. Just press enter on that. We're then going to use something called nano, which is just a basic text editor, to edit our shell startup file, which is called .bashrc. If you're experienced and know what you're doing with this, by all means use the .profile one, but if you're unsure, just follow what I do and use bashrc. So for this next step, type in nano and then tilde / dot bashrc, and it should open something that looks a bit like this. Looks a bit confusing, but just don't worry, just follow my steps. Scroll right to the bottom, so you can use the arrow keys for this and just scroll right to the bottom, ignore everything that's in there. Don't change anything though. So once you've scrolled right to the bottom of the bash rc file, just copy this command out. So it's dot and then space /usr for user /local /bin /virtualenv wrapper.sh. Now press Ctrl X on the keyboard, Y to save it, and then Enter to save that. And then what we need to do is to reload the shell startup file. So to do that, we do dot space dot bash rc. And there you go, it's reloaded it, it's printed out a load of stuff to the screen, but virtual environments are now installed. To create a virtual environment, we can use the make virtualenv command. So I'll just do Ctrl L to clear that. Just going to give you a quick example of how to create a virtual environment. So we'll do mk virtualenv, which is the command to create one. We'll just call it test, make virtualenv test. A few instructions while it installs and sets up a few things. And there you can see the command prompt has actually just changed to say we're inside something called test, which is a virtual environment we've just created. Again, if you want to exit from the virtual environment, you can just type deactivate like that, and you can see again the command prompt has changed back into it. And then if you want to go back into one that's already created, just do work on and then the name of the virtual environment, and then you can see we're back into it. And that's it really. That's really quite simple. If you enjoyed the video, then give it a like. If you've got any suggestions, leave a comment. Please subscribe to the channel. There'll be more content coming up every single week, if not more frequently than that.